I see the flagging tape.
I don't want to do this.
Blueberry break. They're pretty thick.
Muskal, man.
Such slow going. Lost the flags again.
Come on, where's the trail?
I'm going the wrong way. This doesn't make sense. I am incredibly confused. I'm gonna go for it. I'm just gonna have to bushwhack. I found the trail. Yes. Oh my God, it's the headwater. Yeah! Shoes. Now I'm sticking to the survival rules, although I would like to put on my dry shoes. Shelter comes before dry shoes. It goes shelter, fire, water, food, dry shoes. I think sometimes dry shoes should be first though. Crazy day. I don't have anything to cook. I had one power bar for dinner. My water is almost done. Let's just have a little sip. Hear that noise? That's a beetle. Pine beetle or whatever. All right, ladies and germs, nighty night. The adventure continues in the morning. It is 5:45 in the morning. There is a persistent hum of mosquitoes outside the tent, which is kind of slowly, maybe slowly dying off. So yeah, I have no food here and I'm at the headwater, but I still have 2 trips to get my stuff here. So yeah, hungry, tired, but there's a lot of blueberries and raspberries along the way. So basically I'm just gonna snack on them as I go, like a bear, and just eat like a bear. It'll be interesting though, because I got a long way through a windy, twisty, alder-laden creek, and there's going to be nowhere to camp, so I might be like hacking out alders and camping at the edge of a little windy, twisty creek in a bog. So if I could make it to French Lake, that would be good, but it's a long way. So a little behind, but getting caught up. Anyways, no time like the present. I'm going to have to start giving her. Freaking beautiful morning. That'll get you out of bed if anything will. Probably just gonna leave my tent here set up. I'm not even gonna take it down. Well, guaranteed it's gonna be way faster. I'll probably do these 2 trips in the same length of time it took me to do the first trip. Here we go, starting to walk back. Hungry. Followed the trail that I picked up and snapped some branches to kind of clear it a bit. So this, I must have walked right by. So this is where the flag turnoff was. To go through here
this doesn't look like a trail at all. So someone must have flagged to the end here. I guess this is the ATV trail as my route notes show. I guess back in 2015 when there's a more recent cut here, logging roads allowed ATV access, but clearly there hasn't been any for quite some time. And then, yeah, can you blame me for missing that hellstorm I just bushwhacked through? So I guess probably somebody else bushwhacked to further down and then flagged it, but decided to come back and head in this way. So I think that's just what threw me off, is just everything being overgrown. So it was hard to make sense of my notes and just the flags ending. That was kind of a trip. Just kicked up a bunch of grouse here in this horrifically mosquito infested hellhole I'm traveling through. This is an absolute wild goose chase. Look at what I'm coming through. Even though I flagged it and broke branches, I'm still having all kinds of trouble finding the trail. There is a worn trail in some places there isn't. And all there is the flags, and it's horribly overgrown. And I'm wasting a lot of energy snapping branches as I go through, big branches, just trying to clear the trail so that I can make it through more easily and see where it is. And that's making me hungrier. I'm gonna eat breakfast and have a coffee when I'm back at the boat. Oh man, I can't wait till this is over. It's like everything from this point on is gonna be way better. Maybe I shouldn't tell myself that, but I mean, how could it be much worse? Snack as I go. Back to this sphagnum swamp. My energy is pretty zapped, but I'm getting pretty close. Well, I just spent a bunch more time bushwhacking around by following the flags, and they ended before I entered the tall trees. And it didn't look familiar to me, and I looked around for a while, obviously starving, hungry, and exhausted. And then I backtracked and caught another trail that I'd kind of bridged between those two trails with one of my flags. So obviously what happened is someone went in flagging, and then we're like, oh man, this way sucks. This isn't a good way. And then they just came back and started flagging the other way. So if you're gonna flag a trail and you find out you're going the wrong way, please pull the flags for the love of God. Or else you're gonna hear about it from me, especially when I'm a little bit hangry. I can see Skate Lake, so looking forward to some coffee and some oatmeal. I don't think I've ever looked this forward to instant oats before. Way harder coming back than I thought it was going to be. Skate Lake. Nice little breeze here. I'll keep the bugs down. Oh, that feels particularly heavy. Get into a little vitamin I here. Oh man, a little vitamin I will help. Ibuprofen. This is Moose Cree territory. There's many different, I guess, dialects of Cree. It's an Algonquian language. This is their area, their territory. They traveled inland and seasonal migrations from the bay to inland for all kinds of reasons throughout time. And so the most of the rivers actually around here still have their native names, but the name for the North French River is Macoby-Mac-Seeby. And I'm not sure if that's its Ojibwe name or its Cree name, because some of these rivers have two names, and its meaning has something to do with trees with little branches. Anyways, time to get some water on to boil. Coffee, yes, oh my food, yes! Yum. I don't want to get my feet just soaked quite yet today, so I'm gonna have to deal with a few chunkaroos in there. Never killed anybody though, eh? It's got to be on a level ground or else it can topple once it starts to boil. And you want to let it boil for about a minute. I hear less actually, but I like to let it boil. He's a boiling. I just realized this is literally a scene of watching water boil. Riveting. Best scene of the whole series right here. So it's been boiling for about a minute. That should do it. French press. In respect for the North French River, bring a French press. Apple cinnamon, it is. Well, the good thing about blowing it and leaving my food and having no dinner is that I have an extra dinner, I guess. I am absolutely soaked. My clothes are soaked with sweat and mud and wet, and then on the way back the dew just soaked me through. You know, I must be hungry when I think imitation instant porridge is good. Isn't even the Quaker. This is like the Our Compliment grocery store brand. Jim Baird adventurer eats porridge with a stern look in his eye. know, I did bring sugar though. I haven't been taking sugar lately because I'm sweet enough already. But today I'm a little sour. Laughing at my own joke. How to stir the coffee properly. First of all, don't use a spoon. Just drop the spoon, get rid of it. I'm gonna use a large knife. Around in a circle, stop, back the other way, stop, the other way, halfway, back and forth 3 times. That's how I like it. Pine needle. Oh, I'm feeling way better now. Like I can tackle the day with joy. Not so much, but feeling way better. All right, here we go. Wish me luck. The straps snapped. The stitching came out. I figured this would be good for one more trip before some repairs, but apparently not. That's gonna take some sewing. I feel I can make it to the end of the day, but I don't have the piece. I'm missing the piece. My barrel strap just snapped, and the receiver piece, or whatever the hell, whipped out and is gone. I'm gonna have to just tie it back together and figure something out. It's actually not too loose, so just did a reef knot. I hope that holds. I thought they had one trip left in them without some repairs. I guess not. Oh, come on. Come on, there we go. Oh joy. Doesn't feel too bad, I guess. Well, time-consuming things like that, they all add up. Aha! A pleasant sight. All in all, way faster than my first trip here, now that I've marked the trail and given myself a memory of it as well. Loons are here to greet me. Look, they're waiting up for their buddy. See that? Wildland Lake. Fitting name. Basically a glorified pond, or even swampy one at that. But it's beautiful. Back for the canoe. Whew, it is hot. One of the things that makes this portage so hard is that there's no big overhanging trees, so I'm just getting direct blasting sun on me, which is sucking the life out of me. Even though it's still relatively early, that sun is coming down hot. That last trip took like less than a third of what my first trip did, and I'm expecting the canoe to take about the same. So all in all, it's coming along slowly but surely. Next time I might take a float plane into this lake though. Just saying. I think I'm going to take my tent down first though before I head back to the canoe, to just give myself a little bit of a breather there. Yeah, now the canoe is going to be the hardest to navigate while carrying, but I'm going to have to obviously drag it. But I think leaving it to last with the state of this trail probably is my best bet, because now I've kind of marked it and memorized it as best as I can. So I don't know. I don't think it's going to take very long. When you're coming to these northern areas where the bugs are bad, bring lots of bug spray. I had basically used a couple spritzes before this portage, and I have this much left, less than a third. So yeah, bring lots of bug spray. I brought 3 of these things, and now I'm getting concerned. So I do have a bug jacket as well that I can wear, but it's deathly hot on a day like today to wear that. Anyways, I think I'll be all right. I don't think it's going to get much worse than this, but it probably will. But while I'm moving on the portage, it's really nice to have some of that in your pocket. Use an entire bottle in one portage, and the portage isn't even done yet, so I'm imagining that'll be done. Well, I got my tent down. I'm just getting my bag loaded up before I go back for the canoe. Okay, back for the canoe. Joy. This is never ending. This is going to be like 27 episodes, just this portage. That breeze coming off of Skate Lake is phenomenal. Well, no time like the present to have a seat. Give me a couple here, you know. Shade here out in that sun, man, beats the hell out of you. And then the dense bush actually holds the humidity, so it's really like blazingly hot, whereas this blocks the sun. It's just so much better. Well, I'm sitting in a canoe, but I'm not paddling yet. Cut into some really dense bush on the last, I think about 200 meter push to get to the headwater and be finished this portage. This is some of the nastiest bushwhacking of this whole portage though. But then you get back into the woods, it'll be cool. Bugs are worse today than yesterday. There's no wind. So anyways, just about to give her right now. Hard. So weird sometimes. The trail itself just kind of disappears, usually because there's been deadfall over it and there's not enough people to have worn an obvious trail around it. People go different ways, and then what did look like a trail is overgrown, and then so usually it's flagged. But for example, right here, there's 2 flags just that way. So from where I'm standing here, I can't see any of them. When I take a couple steps back, I can see them. So you just gotta sometimes stop and just look closely, look for signs, look for a trail, look for flags, look for snap sticks and all that. Usually there's a little concave where a trail is. You know, worn down roots, stepped on logs or the bark's worn off. All these little signs you look for. There's my stuff. The final steps of a never-ending mission. I did it. I did it. This is hilarious.